Look, man, working at a warehouse job is a crash course to female nature. And to be honest, if you really want to learn the world fast, if you come from a bubble, if you come from a world to where you're not exposed to men and women like that, it exposes you to how power, or really, to be honest, the false sense of power when you are given power in some of these places. And my God, everybody is fucking everybody, man. Like, I cannot exaggerate that to any degree. I am not exaggerating when I tell you, you work at FedEx, you work at Amazon, you work in these warehouses where people are pushing boxes all day, meeting quotas, busting their ass for 5 to 6 hours at a time, 12 to 14 hours. Some people picking up triple shifts to get by at these places. You smell everything on everybody. It smells so bad in some of these places. For context, I worked at FedEx for 3 years. I've talked about it on this channel to a degree. I was a manager for over one of it. I was one of the assholes that told you to keep pushing, even when I knew I was overworking your ass 1000x. I know you're meeting the standard, but, you know, I can smell your coochie, but damn girl, you better move it. Like, you know, that's just the environment. It's an environment that causes people to push other people, sometimes to brinks of tears, to dehydration. People get injured every day. It's the highest turnover. I have when I worked there, 400 to 500% turnover rate. That means for every 10 people that came out, every 10 people that came up there, you're really only hoping to keep one for longer than a couple months. Like, that's how these jobs, man, like these warehouse jobs, if you're a woman, as Future said, if your girl is seeing somebody, she's sitting courtside, if she is working at Amazon or FedEx, she ain't your girl. All right. I've seen the most old shucks type of, one of my best friends, probably my best friend to this day, you know, I'm probably going to hang out with him soon. He went in there being a full-on, down-to-earth, evangelical Christian. He converted the Muslim for a girl. You know, I know that doesn't mean a whole lot, but I'm just saying, man, pussy changes men. And that's what working these jobs will teach you. It makes pussies of 50-year-old dudes who have 5 kids, and you realize, like, damn, it don't matter how much child support, it doesn't matter how many divorces, they're in the break room complaining about their ex-wives all day, and this, that, and the other, and then they're out here still chasing some 20-year-old college student. That is just what it is, man. These jobs expose you to not only that, you see dynamics within the place. A lot of these married people in these higher positions, they are cheating on their spouse. And I will not defend them. One thing you got to understand is a lot of them are working these jobs 60 hours a week, like I was. Now, I was a faithful man. All right? I'm not saying that to toot my horn. Not that it's the be-all, end-all. I say just because you don't cheat on your partner doesn't mean you're a great partner. And just because you cheat on your partner doesn't make you the worst in the world. But, you know, what you realize is these jobs, they take people away from their families, especially during these high demanding times. They are long hours. They are exhausting. The higher you get up in management, you are required to not only do all the management stuff, but whatever is needed done is whatever is needed done. They don't want to hear the excuses because shit's got to be met on time. People are like, oh, you make great money considering you don't need a college education. Be like, you can say what you want. It is one of those places to where you can start out at a much more respectable pay, even on the lowest end, than a lot of other places. And you can move up actually through legitimate hard work, or just if you just stick around long enough. If you are just good enough at your job, eventually they have enough turnover where they need people to be managers. And this is why you get people that are way out of their depth. This is why you get people that never really have to work hard. They get in these positions and goddamn, they are completely overwhelmed. I say this and I want to talk about how this is working. It's a crash course to life. You see the thirstiness in men. You see women that they dress, because it's an environment where you can kind of dress how you want if you're good at your job. There's favoritism. It teaches you that the world's not fair. Favoritism will happen. You're going to work with people that don't want to work with other people. You'll have, you're going to have, especially if you're a man, you're going to have women try to get over you. You're going to have women that try to play nice and flirt with you. If you're in physically good shape and you have any type of authority and you bust your ass, you are automatically more attractive than a lot of guys. Because most women don't see a man working hard or sweating their ass, and you're dealing with a lot of shit. You have any type of authority to yell at somebody, there's an attractiveness and then there's a lot of resentment. When you are an attractive man, it teaches you, even though it teaches you about the real world, because I never had time to really just go out and hang out with friends because all I did was work. That was my life. Work, gym, go home, be with my girl, eat, whatever, and go to work. That's all I did. But it teaches you a lot about, you can learn everything about the world in that warehouse. You have a lot of different people for different life. You got people there's a college around the area. You got people that go to university, and you got people that work there part-time. You're dealing with people with tough schedules and hard deadlines, and it's their first introduction. They're like, hey man, I know you got school and shit. You made your schedule, you got to show up to work. And you got people that are in their 60s. Some people are just retired and they're bored and they just want a job, and those are the best people to deal with because it's voluntary. They don't have to be there. They just want to be there to have something to do. And you got people that are in their 60s and 50s and 60s, and they're not getting paid well. They have child support. They take the bus to work. They don't have a car, and their life kind of sucks. I would see people sleep there. Then you have people that are in positions where they're in that middle point in life where it's like, man, is this really where I want to work? Like, is this the lifestyle I want? I realize it's not a lifestyle I want. It's not really something I see long term for myself. So you either get out early or you wait 15 to 20 years too late. There's really no in between. It teaches you everything about life. You see all different types of people. I've seen full out brawls. I've seen full out, you get a lot of crazy people. There was an incident where a guy had some type of mental episode, and I wasn't there that day. I was down in covering my area, and my friend who was the manager on the other area. All of a sudden they had all upper management come up there. Was this big scene. I didn't see or hear nothing, and some guy pulled down his pants. No reason at all. You get a lot of people with issues. You get a lot of people who are normal. You get a lot of people who work hard. You get lazy people. And as your job in a managerial position, your job is to manage that. And the reality of working these jobs is going to teach you what they want is to make you do the most work with the least amount of people. So then you got to sit there and push your people beyond comprehension. You got to push your people beyond metrics, beyond reasonable doubt. And really what ends up happening is you end up doing a shitload of work as well. Because if you want shit, because your job is to make sure shit's met on time. Your job is to make sure the building doesn't fuck up. You don't want to be the person that stops everything from happening because, goddamn, it's fucking annoying. No one wants to feel like they're not doing their job well. But some days you understand it don't matter you get into that mindset where fuck it, I'm going to control what I can control. I'll tell you what these jobs teach you, what they working at this FedEx and Amazon environment. What it really teaches you is it teaches you about human behavior. There's favoritism no matter where you work. You can move up naturally in these places. And you can also be the laziest motherfucker and get these jobs too. You are going to be asked to do the most with the least. And here's the most important part that I want everyone to take from this video right here. The reason why a lot of people cheat in these environments. The reason why a lot of the fuck shit happens. You got to understand what is taking place. You are pushing people to their physical limit most days. They are sweating their ass off. You are asking 40 to 50-year-olds work, sometimes pushing hundreds and 200 pounds of product into a trailer, pulling out, make sure stuff's done well. This, oh, hey, I know you're doing this. I actually need to move here. Hey, I know you've done this. I know you want to finish this, but I need it. You're moving people nonstop, and people feel like I'm just working just to work. We're not really getting anything accomplished. Sometimes it feels like you're just doing shit to do shit. I don't care how good you are as a manager. I don't care how fair you are. You are going to have people be upset at you. That is just part of the job. But these environments you push people to their limit. When people are tired as fuck and they got to come in for another shift, they're at these places for 10 to 12 hours a day. You are in your most vulnerable state. When you are tired, you are vulnerable. You are trying to relax. You're in this dopamine flush. In order for people to work hard for you at a certain point and to respect you, they have to feel that bond with you. As corny as that shit sounds, when you actually are building relationships so people can do the best work for you, but because you also care about people. It's not a job, it's one of those jobs that if you come in and you hate the person, if you hate the manager, it can be a miserable experience. But you could do the same amount of work and bust your ass for someone you like, and they just make you feel appreciated. They come and communicate. They at least say hey man, I know I'm asking you to do a shitload of work today, but I'll take care of you. Meaning you could bring in food, you could do whatever, make the person feel like I noticed your hard work. It's not going to change how they feel about the job, but when they see you, they at least know if you ask them to do something, it's out of good spirit and you're not just working them because you can. These jobs cause a bond. People are their most stripped down and vulnerable. You tell someone to do their job, and if they don't do it, you'll fire them. There's an attractiveness that, fucked up as I said, women like authority. Men like to feel, and unfortunately for a lot of guys, and people in general, you see people when they get any type of authority, they let it get to their heads. They start screaming, they start doing shit because now they can. And they start becoming a version of what they think they want or what they think they need to be instead of just being what's needed. Instead of being themselves, they start thinking, oh, well, shit, I have this power. I'll just fire you, right? Their number one retort to everything is, I'll get rid of his ass. And they start playing favoritism with girls that flirt with them because a lot of girls will do the flirting shit. They will be nice to you and they will, oh, I want to come work for you. And then when you realize you're going to work their ass just as much as the 40-year-old guy that smells like absolute hot Cheetos, they don't want to work for you. All right? That's just the deal, man. But these bonds, you are in a vulnerable space. You are there every day. You create relationships. That's how you are able to keep people working for you that want to work for you in a job that's already overworking them. That is thankless. Because you could push your ass as best as possible. Your area can still look like shit. But it's an environment that it creates the hecticness. There's something you talk to anybody that's worked at these busy locations, man. I'm telling you, you just see the smile. You go online. I thought, when I worked there with my friends and all that, we thought man, maybe there's just something where maybe we just are crazy. Maybe we're overreacting. You go online and look at people's experience Everyone just shakes their head. When you mention FedEx, people are like, bruh. Like, you mention Amazon, they're like, bruh. These environments, it creates a vulnerability. It creates an experience that honestly only y'all understand at that area and location. So when you work like these warehouse jobs, man, you wonder why everyone's cheating on their partner. You wonder why everyone does fuck shit. It is not to advocate for it, but I'm just telling you, the reason why it happens, there's a vulnerable bond. It's chemically, like, you're asking, like, no one is going to push themselves to the brink for somebody they don't like. I don't care how much respect they have for their job. I don't care how, they'll do it. Like, they'll work hard for anybody, but they may do an extra 5% for you that they won't do for somebody else. Because they know that, for one, if they see, your people watch everything you do. They watch everything you do. People like two type of managers. Ones that don't make them do shit and are relaxed, and ones that they make people work hard, but they see that they are working twice as hard as them, doing work that they're actually not even supposed to be doing. We're not supposed to touch anything out there. When you're in management, you are not supposed to touch a single box out there. But sometimes, if you want shit done based off situation, and you got people working at max capacities you can, you do what you got to do. And that's something you only understand if you've been in it. This isn't the glorify, like, it's, oh my God, like, it's not something you should strive to be in. But I'll tell you what, if you want to know everything about life, about people, relationships, female nature, how men are desperate for anything that a woman gives them, work at one of these places. And you'll see a lot of people don't shower or wear deodorant. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. But yeah. Meep, meep.